I want you to experience this world, the world they promised us, a world of aquatic greenery, a fresh environment. This is what they promised us, Fruitiger Aero. Now, if you remember back in your early years, you might have seen some posters in UI that have used the aesthetic of Fruitiger Aero, or however you want to pronounce it. These might have been the Windows icon, the computer lab posters of softwares and such, or just commercials and ad that had the aesthetic to it. Now, Fruitiger Aero is a time in human existence that uses a lot of gradients, aquatic themes, greenery, and bright marine colors, and this is done to envision a future of electronics in the world. It doesn't put an emphasis on electronics or how far technology will go, but it will provide a new lifestyle that's similar to our current life, just with a hint of technology. Now, why do people love Fruitiger Aero so much? I mean, look outside your window and you'll see colors, objects, and maybe animals depending where you are. Now, look at this photo. What do you notice in terms of emotion? Well, for one, you'll probably feel calm and happy seeing the greenery and water. Now, studies have conducted and they've stated that looking at nature and greenery is actually beneficial for the eyes. Now, I covered this in my earlier videos, but pretty much Fruitiger Aero gives us happiness, calmness, and incites a desire to explore and taste these images, if you would consider it. We often speak of nostalgia seeing images of Fruitiger Aero, although none of us have been in a city with dolphins and water splashing everywhere, and the city being in an isolated green area. But I'm sure we've all played games that mimic this environment, and it holds some resemblance towards it. For example, Super Mario Galaxy, Mirror's Edge, and even some parts of Sonic Riders all have that bright blue, gradient, blocky texture that resembles Fruitiger Aero. Even UI have adapted this Fruitiger Aero aesthetic. If you look at the PS3 and Xbox 360, you'll notice the avatars and icons have the gradient and 3D effect that makes it colorful and bright. Now, one common theme across these videos is the song that plays, and these songs are few, but they give off an atmosphere that reflects that of the Fruitiger Aero. And these can include like a bubbly, uplifting tone, a soothing sound, and not too much bass or notes that give any adrenaline or rush. Now, just like with any old media, it's common to pop up on TikTok. Fruitiger Aero actually recently became popular again, and this is because of aesthetics and the calming effect it gives. I myself became interested after seeing it on TikTok. Many users on TikTok complain about the flat design aesthetic, and that's the current aesthetic that we have now, which originated from 2013 to our current time. And this is because it's just boring. There's not much life to it. It's bland and minimalist, which doesn't give any meaning to users, and so there's no appreciation. There isn't any love for this aesthetic. The design subjectively is not as good as captivating as the Fruitiger Aero aesthetic, but that's not the main reason. It's that this flat design has taken over designs to an extent that there isn't any originality anymore between logos. If you look at company logos over the years, you'll notice there's been a change in them, and the common theme between them all is that it's simply lifeless. The detail and color has faded, and all that's left is a 2D colored shape. Now, do we go back to Fruitiger Aero? I mean, it is possible, but most likely no. Looking at this aesthetics, it's always changing, and it has yet to go back to a previous design. Now, most of the reason is that it looks outdated, and that's true to an extent, but it's what the majority believe looks new and fresh. Now, let's look at it from this angle. The new iPhone designs and shape, without a doubt, look updated and modern compared to the iPhone 4S. Now, comparing both iOS 5 and iOS 18, it's clear to see that the design, although it has lost features and looks bland, it still holds a newer look compared to that of the iOS 6 design. Overall, the Fruitiger Aero aesthetic was one to remember. The calmness and happiness you receive surrounding yourself with the aesthetic, whether in the computer lab or in the shopping mall, was an experience. Now, thank you for watching.